Let's go fishing. We men have been lying around fishing for years, but I'm going to tell you some things that are true. We as the church, we kind of go, this is the way we're going to do what Jesus commanded us to do. We're going to kind of figure out what we want to use for bait. We'll use big bait, you know. We're going to say that a guy that wants to come to church, man, he's got to be holy. He's got to look a certain way. And we decide what the fish want instead of looking to the fish and seeing what they want. So this rod here, it represents the church. You know, maybe we'll catch something. It looks good. We've designed it. Let's see how much it works. And you know, we keep fishing like this. And we keep fishing like this. And maybe sometimes we'll catch something. But more often than not, the way it's going in our world today is that there are more and more men going out and trying to find what works in life their way. Because when they look to the church, we don't look too exciting. We don't look too effective. And they kind of feel like if I follow them, nothing good's really going to happen. Knights of the 21st Century has been written for us fishers of men. Let's look at the men's struggle with their identity. There's a lot of guys out there that we work beside who are getting divorced, who are having trouble with their kids. They're in pain about a loss of a job. And let's get these men to kind of join the rest of us Christian men, and instead of stressing our differences, let's act like they act. Let's try to become across in a way that's real, that reaches out to them. Not like we know it all, but just we're human. We're in the same manhood struggle that they are. We're just one step above them in the sense that we found Jesus, and we know what Jesus can mean in a life. Let's look what happens when we as the church find a bait that looks very much like them. Let's find what happens when we say, I'm not that different from you. I'm a man that's growing, and I'm going to look just like you. Let's see what happens. So you see that if we use something that meets a man's needs, that emphasizes our similarities with men instead of our differences, you are much more likely to draw in men into the church and give them an opportunity while they study their manhood to become what God's called them to be. We, the church, can use Knights of the 21st Century as the kind of program that you can invite any man to, that he will feel comfortable when he comes into the church, and it is likely that he will stay and find what we Knights know, that following King Jesus is the best way to keep your manhood strong. Okay. We caught 4 fish in a matter of 5 minutes. And when we used the bait that we wanted versus what they wanted, there was no response. Truth is, we of the church often do the same thing. We define our men's program by having men come in and spend a lot of time understanding the Bible and working on Bible stories and Bible exposition. Nothing wrong with that. Very important place within the church to understand more and more about the Bible. The point is that if we're called to be fishers of men, we have to move towards the men in an area of need that they have. Truth is, men want to be better fathers, husbands, better employees. They want to do things like be more satisfied in their life. And if we use the kind of approach that Christ used with the woman at the well, down to earth, straightforward, and offer them something, it is much more likely for them to want to come and become part of our manhood team.